if y'all are cooking with plastics or Teflon-coated pans, you need to make a switch, okay? It's not good for your health to be using these low quality cooking utensils. What I use is I use cast iron, stainless steel, and wood, okay? And a lot of you think that using all of this is not the easiest to clean, not the easiest to keep up with, and the truth is, it's really not that hard. And so one of the main things that I use right here is this 12-inch cast iron skillet. I absolutely love cooking on cast iron. It cooks the best. It's naturally non-stick whenever you season it right, and what you'll do is you'll actually just throw some tallow or duck fat or some sort of high temp oil on it, and then you'll throw it in the oven for about an hour to an hour and a half. Okay, that's what's gonna make it non-stick naturally. Once you actually have cast iron, you're gonna have it forever. It doesn't go bad, it doesn't wear down. It lasts basically forever. It's extremely durable and it's very versatile. It's oven safe, you can just stick it right in the oven. So I really like using cast iron. It's really not that difficult to clean either. In fact, whenever I'm using cast iron and I just need to clean it, all I'll do is either boil some hot water in it and scrape off all of the leftovers that are in there, or I'll just use the hot water from the sink, give it a little scrub. I don't use soap because I don't want to wash away any of the oils. And then you want to make sure that you don't leave it wet because it will rust so easily. You've got to put it on the stove or in the oven and evaporate all that water and then coat it with some tallow. In fact, I actually use a tallow from a local farm here in Houston, and where did I put that? Here it is. So this is a locally sourced grass-fed beef tallow that I've gotten from a local farm here in Houston. Actually, it was just a little bit more further north up near Nacogdoches. But this is what I use to keep my cast iron skillets oiled, and it keeps them, think of it like keeping them hydrated. It keeps that oil on them, keeps them from rusting, and keeps them non-stick. Now, when it comes to stainless steel is similar to cast iron in that it is very durable, it's very long-lasting, it's non-toxic. It can be a little bit harder to clean than cast iron, but all you need to do is either use hot water or a vinegar. So I'll actually use this one here when I'm doing things like rice or anything that's a little bit more liquidy. I've got a bigger one that's up in the cabinet that I'll use for like stews if I'm not using this one for the stew. And then I use this smaller one for like sauces and smaller things like that. It's very versatile. All I have is this. This is really all I cook with. Everything that I cook, it's gonna be in one of these skillets. I also use stainless steel utensils because they're non-toxic, they work really well, they clean easy, and they last forever. Once you've got one of these, you're gonna have it forever. When it comes to wood, I use 3 different cutting boards that are all wooden. This is my favorite one to use. It was given to me as a gift. It's a very expensive, very quality hardwood. And it's beautiful, obviously you can see that. But I definitely don't use plastic cutting boards because I don't want plastic in my food. It's also not good on your knives. Using wood actually will protect and save the longevity of your knives. And if you know me, I love a sharp knife. I'm a big knife guy. You'll always find me sharpening my knives for fun. Wooden utensils is also a good one to use. It's just easy to clean. It's easy to use, but I love using wooden utensils. They're non-toxic. You don't have to worry about anything. You've got peace of mind, okay? When I'm doing things like omelets, I'm definitely gonna use this, I believe it's a 10-inch skillet with a little bit lower wall. I don't know exactly what you call it. It's not like a griddle, but I use this whenever I'm doing things like omelets, or maybe I'm sauteing onions or something like that. And then I will use this one when it comes to things like stews, or if I'm actually baking bread, I'll put my sourdough in there and I'll put it in the oven, or if I'm doing a whole chicken, something along those lines. So this is really the bulk of what I use whenever I'm cooking. It's all non-toxic. I only like to use stainless steel or cast iron when cooking. I don't use anything that has a coating on it. I don't use any plastics. I have heard that copper's a good one to use, and I haven't gotten into copper yet, but I've heard it's up there near stainless steel. The reason that you don't want to use Teflon coated pans is because at high temperatures it actually releases a toxic chemical that is known to cause a number of health risks. I'm not going to go into that today, but you also have the risk of scraping off some of that coating and actually ingesting it, and that's definitely no bueno. And it's also just a low quality thing to cook with. I don't like doing anything that's low quality if I can help it. It's not gonna heat evenly. It is not gonna last very long. It just doesn't cook as well as something like cast iron or stainless steel. Okay, so now that we've talked a little bit about it, try making the switch, right? Start with maybe just cutting boards, something easy. Get yourself a wooden cutting board. Throw away all your plastic cutting boards because, you know, when you go in there and you've got all those cut marks in there, that starts flaking plastics into your food, and you don't want that, okay? Get rid of your plastic cutting boards, get some wooden cutting boards, and then I would say definitely you can go with a stainless steel that may be a little bit more affordable, but really these aren't that expensive either. I think this was 20 bucks, this one. I was gifted these two, so really didn't cost me anything, and they last me forever. You just gotta make sure you keep up with them. The maintenance is not that much. You know, you've gotta just season them maybe twice a year, just season them real good, maybe 3 times a year, just to keep them non-stick. Make sure that you keep oil on them. Make sure you do maintain them. It's like maintaining your car, but a lot simpler, right? You wanna make sure that the things that you're cooking with are high quality, are non-toxic, and you're keeping up with the maintenance of them. Switching out things like plastic utensils with wood or with stainless steel or even silicone. Silicone is actually a non-toxic material you can use. By doing this, you're gonna drastically increase your health from avoiding things like plastic, petroleum toxins, Teflon-coated pans, and ingesting that Teflon scrapings when you actually scrape it into your food. Try this out, try making the switch, see what it does for you and see how you like it. I think you're really gonna like it. If you like to cook, you're definitely gonna like cooking better with these. I mean, I can promise you that. These are just much more quality materials to cook with. But if you have anything that you would like to add, you would like to share, leave it in the comments. Things that you cook with that are non-toxic, that you really like utilizing, leave them in the comments. I'm always exploring new ideas and seeing what's out there. So I appreciate you watching today. Make sure you subscribe for future videos. I'm gonna be putting a lot more videos out like this about things that are just good for your health, clean living. I mean, this is the Clean Living Project. This is my idea of what I wanna create is living clean, living toxic free, and improving your health overall. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.
On the corner where the shadows creep, whispers of the city, secrets they keep underneath the street.